This is Josh Booty, and you're listening to Chasin' Birdies, baby.
All right, y'all out there listening, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Chasin' Birdies. It's a holiday weekend. I feel it, man. I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it?
Mm-hmm. I feel it. I'm excited.
Labor Day weekend, football, hot dogs, pool parties. Summer is over. Not really. Here we are, bud. What's shaking, baby?
Nothing. This past weekend, we had our first college football bets of the year. I was thinking we should keep track of what we do for the year and actually see if this is worth our time.
Yeah, I mean, every year I
losses.
Right. I think that's cool to try to keep track just so you have an idea. I tend to lose track after like week 5. I just stopped doing it because there's really nothing for me to see anymore. My losing percentage far outweighs my winning percentage. And then at the end of the day, it's like, whatever.
But maybe it's one of those things like, all right, maybe we shouldn't bet and just take a trip.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
anyways,
I tend to like to
weekend,
do both. But
this past weekend, we went 1-1, or at least I went 1-1 with Notre Dame. And then I was feeling the Bobcats for some reason. Knew nothing about Bobcats or San Diego State, and we lost. So 1-1 for me.
Yeah. No, same. I forgot that game was even kicking off. I knew Notre Dame was earlier in the day, but that Ohio Bobcat game, I jumped on it with you. We took an L, so that was a good start, and not a bad day. Tonight, though, all kinds of football going off tonight, I believe. Yeah.
Football.
And obviously, this whole weekend.
Concerts.
So last weekend, fun. It was a fun weekend last weekend. The Tour Championship. It's a weird thing, man. Like, I was looking at the odds before. I threw $500 on Ricky Fowler. He was like plus 7,500. So I was like, you know what? He's 7 off the lead starting day 1. I'll take a chance to win. It was like 40,000 or something. Maybe he gets hot, which he didn't. But the way they handicap that, I don't know if I really like it. I know that's what they do, but when you really think about it, it's like, well, I don't know. But it didn't really matter this week.
I'm kind of 50-50 on that because it's one of those things, like, it shows you've earned that. For Scheffler to have that, he's played so well all year to have that.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool in that sense. But at the same time,
yeah,
you're playing for $18 million as a winner. And there's somebody starting, some yo-yo starting 8 shots ahead of me. That gives me no chance.
Yeah.
I'm basically playing to make $5 million. But I'm happy. I'm happy for Victor Hovland, man. The kid, he can play. And he won last week. He won this week, the big FedEx Cup. Insane. He's made probably about $22 million over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, good for him. 19 under on his own ball. I don't know what the fuck he finished at, 26 under, 25 under, but my God, was he playing good. He made that par putt on the 14th hole. I think it was 14th or 15th, one of those holes. It was like 23-footer. Curled it in. I was sitting there watching it with a piece of shrimp in my mouth, and my shrimp fell out when it went in because I was so excited. I'm like, this guy just freaking made it. I wanted to see Xander kind of close the gap a little bit, but at the end of the day, I like Hovland so much that it was awesome, man. My man's getting that ball rolling.
Big Gerald's a big fan of Hovland, so he's excited.
I like Victor, though, because, Big 12, Oklahoma State.
He still lives in Stillwater.
Sean Kovich. Yeah. Coach Kovich had some run-ins with him down there whenever him and the other cat, Matthew Wolf, were playing at the Greenbrier. Spoke highly of Victor as a human being, and we can see that. So, and also, he's from Norway. When he talks, he don't really have an accent. So I feel like he's American, but I like that. Last weekend, though, I did get to peg it up. I didn't play much in August. This whole month, I played 4 times the whole month of August. But I played down at Pete Dye on Sunday with Brandon Katzif, Michael George, and Matt George. And I thought it was going to be me and B-Cats versus the brothers. But in all reality, it was the neighbors versus me and Matt. So the neighbors rolled in behind me and walked into the pro shop, and they didn't know who they were, which is a great story. But get out there. me and Matt are in the cart together, so we're like, we just playing carts, and B-Cats and Muscle said, yeah, let's just play carts. So it was the neighbors versus me and Matt. It was a pretty good match for 7 holes. We were losing, and then we ended up flipping it on 8 and 9. Won 2 ways on the front, and absolutely demolished them on the back 9, boys.
Really?
So B-Cats and Muscles, it was a lot of fun, boys. I know we struggled. The greens at Pete died. The course is in really good shape other than the speed of the greens. They probably, I'm not kidding, were running at a 6. I don't know what they're doing. The temperatures are beautiful for growing. You can cut them low, you can roll them. But for whatever reason, it's like, putting on some carpet there. But I'm sure in the fall they'll get them back. But it was a lot of fun. So you didn't golf, I know. Or did you?
No, I did not golf. I was supposed to play Whisper Rock on Sunday, and it was 115 degrees in Scottsdale, Arizona. So we axed that. I mean, it's so hot here. I landed, it was 10 a.m. and it was 91 degrees. It's insane.
Oh my God.
So they've had a little run on it here with the temperature. So we decided to go the other way. But I'm supposed to play some golf today. And I don't know when I'll really play golf after this. So we'll see. We're kind of in the thick of it right now for work. So,
well, September kicks off my Oregon month. I'll be in Oregon for a couple of days.
What, 10 days?
This weekend, though, man. No, probably just 7. I'm going to join Ian and his group over at Bandon. So I'm going to fly to Bandon. I'm going to play golf in Bandon for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I'm going to drive to Pronghorn. I'm going to meet Mr. Steve Peering over there in Pronghorn. And I'm going to play golf there Saturday, Sunday,
Fantastic.
and Monday. And
That's
scoot
awesome.
it back Tuesday, bud. But this weekend, I'm really looking forward to. I don't know if you have a West Virginia shirt on right now or not, but Saturday night is the West Virginia Penn State game. Prime time. You do have a West Virginia shirt on. I like it. Definitely rooting for the Mounties, although I don't think they have a chance, but you never know. Quarterback
still
Penn
plus
State
19?
is something like that. Yeah. So I don't know. I might wake up Saturday morning with a wild hair and find myself in State College at about 6:30, walking in for kickoff at 7:30. You never know. It could happen. Football, though, is back. Golf is winding down for the professionals, maybe. Ryder Cup's coming up. Fall golf's in the air. But our guest today, Josh Booty. I mean, tell us a little bit about Josh, bud, because you were the one that kind of introduced Josh to us. And
Well, I
remarkable.
was introduced to Josh about 3 weeks ago at Old Hick whenever we were over there celebrating Cole Taylor's #1 hit. And he was there. We were just chit-chatting. And Cole told me that we need to have him on the episode. He's got some cool stories. And he also played Major League Baseball and the NFL. So he played for the Florida Marlins, got drafted, and then he played for the Cleveland Browns, got drafted by them. And he played at LSU. So go Tigers, but go Tigers. Geaux. And with a name like Booty, I just looked up his nephews on Instagram. General Booty is his nephew's name. It's hysterical. Awesome name.
Yeah.
He's up at Oklahoma as a quarterback. So, but he had some good stories. I love the Tiger Woods story with Josh Booty.
Yeah, man. It was fun talking to him. Obviously, my man's into a lot of things, as you guys will hear on the episode. But let's roll this bad boy right over here to Josh Booty on Chasin Birdies.
Get your booty over there.
Get it. All right, y'all out there. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Chasin Birdies. We are joined today by a man who has accomplished a whole hell of a lot in his life. I don't even know where to start, Josh. Josh Booty. You look at your LinkedIn, you look at what you've done in life, man, and you have chased birdies all over the place, my man. Thanks for joining us here on the show.
Man,
today.
I appreciate you guys having me. When I found out I was coming on, I was pumped, brother. I mean, my whole life is about chasing birdies, and that's for real. Whether it's been, trying to make a putt after a nice little, shot onto the green, or I guess with the ladies. I mean, I'm still single, so I'm chasing birdies all the time.
Tweeters. with that last name, man, you could have some fun with it. Josh Booty, you could be like Booty Call, Josh Booty Call. What up?
My nephew.
It's always a booty call.
That's
right?
right, man. I needed my own booty call show at night. I'd have to keep it a little G-rated, maybe. But my nephew's at Oklahoma, and he's a backup quarterback. He's a redshirt freshman, but his NIL is going through the roof. He's the top NIL guy or girl at University of Oklahoma, but his name is General Booty. And when you think about that name, that's a little bit even better than Josh Booty. I mean, General Booty. I mean, come on, dude. You better be a badass.
Right.
Golly,
General Booty.
That's right.
GB.
That's right.
I mean, yeah, that's taking it deep there, man.
Well, I met my man Josh here at Old Hick.
That's right.
A couple weeks ago. So through Cole Taylor, I was snoozing at his house, woke me up, went over for a couple drinks. His song just got #1. Had a couple more drinks, a couple more, and then listened to the boys out back play the guitar. Dude, that place.
Dude, is that place
what a vibe.
Epic? I mean, epic, dude. I mean, that's where Nashville, the real, I guess, the roots of Nashville right now are like, it's all Old Hickory. Steve Smith, the honky-tonk godfather, the guy that owns all the bars on Broadway, that's his golf club, and what he's created there is like the coolest vibe ever. And Jonathan knows. I mean, he was there to experience. You could walk outside and see Morgan Wallen coming up 18. You can see John Daly, playing. John Daly likes to sing as much as he loves to golf nowadays. But man, he still plays great golf. I played with him a month ago. He shot 66, no bogeys, 6 birdies, and I'm like, dude, his swing is silk. I'm actually playing Jonathan in the member guest with him next year. It's Father's Day weekend, so I'm super pumped because I've not ever played any kind of tournament golf there at Old Hickory. But what a fucking place that place is.
I'll be seeing you there. My man Ray Fulcher asked me to be his partner.
Dude, that's going to be a blast.
All right. Hey,
what are you doing that weekend, bud?
Well, I'll be here, bud. All right. But listen, let me tell you something, Josh. I know you got friends out there in places all over the place, and you hear the term America's guest. And Jonathan is a walking America's guest. My man, he's like, hey, bud, I got a call. I got to go to Whisper Rock. I got to go down to Grove 24.
Tough life, Tough life.
Somebody's got to do it, Josh. Sounds like somebody's a little bitter.
I'm not bitter. I ain't bitter. Yeah, right. I'm happy for you, bud. I'm just trying to make light of the situation, but I'll be up here. But it is. Old Hick is a fun spot. I got to play there a couple years ago. But yeah, it was remarkable.
It is. Nashville's grown like crazy, as y'all know, and so and everything's kind of gone that direction. It's the cool part of town now, and these, all these guys like Cole Taylor and Tyler Reeve, and these Nashville guys that are, I guess up and comers and have now, have great networks. I mean, they're all out there, and it's the fun place. And the golf course is okay. It's not unbelievable, but I mean, it's the people that you get to hang with. The bar's open all night. It's like a social gathering, dude, of who's who in Nashville now.
Well, what about the other golf course Steve's opening, Honky Tonk National? It's called.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
I have, man. I played it with him. Him and Daly. That's when Daly shot the 66 I mentioned. We were out there at Honky Tonk National, and really, I think Cole played it last week or this week. I don't know, but just a phenomenal place. It was a golf course that was there, the old country course that he is now putting some money into, and this thing is phenomenal. John Daly's going to have. He's designed a few of the holes or redone a few of the holes, and that's what they're kind of in the middle of doing. But the fairways are great. The greens are great. There's 47 home lots on the lake. I mean, my boy John Eldridge is going to be building homes out there. I have a membership to the golf club now, which is awesome. I'm pumped about it, man. It's an hour outside of Nashville, though, so it's kind of destination golf, if you will. It's like, okay, let's go out in Nashville a couple nights and then go play golf, or go play golf first, then go out, because I mean, it's just the back and forth is a lot, but I know they're going to be doing like this huge pickleball situation out there. He's going to have a helipad, so these celebrities can come in and play. And dude, it's out in the middle of nowhere, on the lake. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of upside to it for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds dope. You grew up in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Went to
Oh
LSU?
yeah. Oh yeah. Shreveport, Louisiana, man. My family's still there. I've got three little brothers. One's in South Florida in Miami with me. Two are in Orange County, California. I moved to Florida when COVID hit, but my parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, we all grew up there in Shreveport, Louisiana. Uh, Actually, I played Old Hickory last time I was out there, Jonathan, with Cole, but he had Jordan Davis, Jacob Davis, like the Davis boys who are singer songwriter and musician from Shreveport. So there's a little local connection there. But Shreveport's the home of I'm trying to think Terry Bradshaw. Robert
Yeah,
Harris,
Pittsburgh
Chief.
Steeler.
I mean, we've had some great athletes come through there. And my dad was a high school football coach for a long time. We made a big mark there, me and my family. And, I have twin boys. They're 18. They're seniors. They're playing for the exact same high school I went to, Evangel Christian. One of them's a quarterback, one of them's a receiver. I'll be at their first game next week. They start their high school season. But it's just, it's Friday Night Lights. It's Southern. It's I-20 Southern Baptist, the whole thing down there in the South, man. It's a lot of fun, but
That is.
yeah, Shreveport, Louisiana.
Was that always your destination to play? Well, you played college baseball, right, and football.
I played pro baseball.
So is that all?
Yeah, I played pro baseball.
Pro
I didn't
baseball.
play at LSU. I played pro baseball out of high school, and then went back and played college football. So I caught them both. But yeah, my goal was to always play. During my high school years, LSU was very, very good. Skip Bertman was this legendary baseball coach. They had just won a national championship in '91 and '93. Kind of during my senior year or junior year of high school, and so when they recruited me, I was like, dude, I'm going to go play baseball for the Tigers. I'm going to also go over and play quarterback. Like I said, my dad was a football coach, so football and baseball, I was like 50-50 guy. I didn't know which one I liked best. I just was trying my best to do good at both.
Well, like we always say, anyone that makes it to the professional level, they got something in them. I don't care what you play, how long you play. The fact of the matter is, I mean, you played in the MLB and you played in the NFL. Longer NFL career though, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, in Major League Baseball, I was up and down like 3 times. I started opening day in '98 for the Marlins. I was a first-round pick, which was cool. In football, I was a 6th-round pick. I was, I had a real rough go my first year at LSU. We weren't very good as a team. The coach got fired. Saban came in my second year. Jimbo Fisher was my offensive coordinator. We had great defensive staff. Started recruiting players, and we were like 9-3, and I actually got honored as all conference, like all SEC quarterback. And I'm like, you know what? Because I had played pro baseball. I jumped back to college football. I was a little older. I was like 24, kind of like Stetson Bennett. I was a little older. I'm like, I'm going to the pros because I'll be 25. Another group of 18-year-old kids come in. I'd already played pro baseball. So I jumped around. To be honest with you, my whole goal in life was to be the first ever quarterback to play 2 pro sports at the same time. And because Dion was my hero, I guess, or Bo, those guys were those guys are still the kind of like the linchpins of dual sport guys. But quarterback, it's just hard because you got to be there all the time. You can't just walk into the building. There's so much that goes into being a quarterback, and so it never really happened that way. It kind of was segmented, but that was my goal growing up. I was going to show the world I could do it and be like Bo Jackson, except a quarterback, and it's just impossible. No one's ever done it. A couple of people have played both sports, but never at the same time at that quarterback position.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine Joe Burrow going out and trying to play baseball.
I know, it's impossible because you got to be there. If you're not, there's so much that goes into mini camps and off-season conditioning and learning an offense and spending time with the team and the camaraderie. I mean, the only person that maybe potentially could pull it off is a guy that with extreme speed at the quarterback position and was like a running guy, like maybe a Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick if they were baseball guys. I mean, I just don't see if they were just extreme athletes running with the ball. I just think as a quarterback, if you're trying to learn how to, the receivers and understand everything that you want to do to become a pure passer in the league, there's no way you could pull it off because you got to be there working on timing and rhythm and the offense. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be done one day.
Well, I mean, and your brother, John, played at USC.
Yeah,
2 national championships he quarterbacked. And then he went off to the NFL. So the old Booty brothers.
That's all we had growing up. I said Shreveport, man. There wasn't nothing there, bro. You know, there's about 6 casinos, but they only take your money. I'm telling you what. I've been up there a lot, and I'm like, God, what am I doing? You know.
Yeah, they always. Yeah. So what are you doing now? So you got Beulah Technologies, Big Dreams Ventures.
Yep.
I mean, so are you still in the sports world to some degree?
I am. I've got several things that I'm involved in. I'm involved in some media stuff. I'm signing a contract actually this week with a company called Rated Red, which it's a media company out of Nashville. I'm going to do a lot of sports content and culture content for them. I have my own podcast, Win the Weekend, that will start back the first week of football, and maybe I'll incorporate those two. I'm also working on a huge sports facility with a healthcare component in Scottsdale called A7 with the Mayo Clinic and Dr. Andrews, and we've got Louisville Slugger involved, LA Golf involved, some cool companies that are going to lease space from us. It's a 14-acre facility, fields, and just an awesome thing that we're doing. And then, my company, Beulah, is where most of my attention's at. But Big Dreams Ventures, you mentioned that, is a company where I consult for companies. So I've done a lot of networking for companies in the past, and I still do.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Explain the Beulah to him, because you and I were talking about this at Old Hick, and it is a really, really cool concept. And I like to gamble, not as much as my counterpart, but I think
so really Ryan, cool what it is we want to become the first ever peer-to-peer social gambling app. So you think of like a social call to action. So taking social to the next level. So we're trying to create like TikTok and Venmo combined. So there's a banking component to the end of it, which you can memorialize a challenge, a dare, a wager in 10 or 15 seconds for the whole world to see. So like when you post on Instagram, it goes up on your Instagram story, and everybody that follows you sees it. That's kind of what we're trying to create in a sense, is that, so say me and Jonathan post a bet on the golf course, or, I bet you he can't smoke 5 cigars tonight, or whatever. It could be either. I bet you he can't get the girl's number at the bar, or I bet you I'll beat you in a video game, or it could be absolutely anything. It's blank canvas betting. There's no bookie. There's just transaction fees. So it's 100 to 100 minus the transaction fees. No juice. Bet on yourself, create action, make life fun, make life exciting. So you get on, create a profile, you can bring all your friends on, contacts, and then you start making bets. And it could be on like I said, anything. It'd be like who's going to be the first one to back out of a bachelor party for $100. Everybody put their money in, put your money where your mouth is, and everybody sees it, and then they're held accountable. So we want to do corporate and charity promotions and partnerships where we get huge corporations doing challenges and stuff with their clients or their employees or their customers and stuff like that. But, this Ice Bucket Challenge, 17 million people did it. Not everybody wrote a check to ALS, less than 1%. We could do a huge corporate charity challenge on our platform, and everybody that says, okay, they accept the challenge, there's a monetary component built into it where $1 or $5 or whatever you want it to be, it dominoes monetarily. So it's multifaceted. The first facet is the social peer-to-peer gambling app, and we'll be able to advertise on it and do some fun things and get influencers doing it and stuff like that.
So that's really outside the box.
No one's ever been able to do it. No one's ever figured out how to do it. I think that's the next big thing in gambling is peer-to-peer, right? It's like I would rather, like if I think LSU's going to beat Bama or LSU's going to beat whoever, they play Florida State week 1 in Orlando, I'd rather bet my buddy who thinks Florida State's going to win 100 or 1,000 or $10 on that, because I can talk shit and everybody sees it, rather than betting with some computer that no one looks at. So I can't brag on my content. I can create content based around who I think's going to win, and I can show people. It's like if I'm a good Madden player and I want to create like a name for myself playing Madden, it'll have data behind it, how many wins, losses, money won, money losses. We're going to have tokens for under 17-year-old kids because they can't play for money. It'll be the Dave & Buster's model where they could purchase retail items. So there's some stuff like that coming next like point whatever 2.0 or whatever 1.2 2.0 something like that. But I think that's, you get it. I mean, that's the gist of it.
This would be awesome.
You set your bets before you y'all.
Because you have individual matches, and you always just play the match, right? Just for points. But we all step on a team and we say, oh, okay, every person throw $100 in for this match. Winner takes it. All of a sudden, that match now may be
everybody can see it that's not there. So if you and I are playing golf and we're on the first tee and we make a bet, and I say, I bet you can't break 72 today or par today, and you accept it, well, everybody sees it. Well, Ryan might see it right in the next 10 minutes and go, dude, I bet you won't shoot 72 either for 100. So he can now, it can domino, or he can piggyback a bet.
Okay, so you can have other people
see it, and then they go, dude, they'll
bet.
throw you out another bet. So he could be sitting in his office, it's video to video, and go, Jonathan, I bet you won't shoot 72 either, bitch, for another 100. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's fun about it, is that it's in a social environment. No one's ever put betting in a social environment where it's blank canvas with no bookie. It's like hitting several different things that no one's ever done. So it's all a marketing play for us, and it's going to be it'll be a lot of fun to see where this thing goes, because we don't know where it's going to go. We're just building the technology where it can handle betting.
Do you have to have your phone out the whole time you're playing the match, or
no? You create the bet, and then it goes onto your story, and so it's on a feed, just like if you go down TikTok, you'll see the different. And if you go right and left, you'll see the videos that are created off of that one bet. But then you go down and you see the different bets your friends are making. So eventually it's going to be multifaceted in a real way, where the algorithms really cool. will see, if you're betting out the Lakers, or you're betting on golf, then you'll see a lot of different things that are happening golf wise underneath all your friends' bets. So it's just the algorithm will start showing up okay, well, we know, and we'll get the data, so we'll know, okay, you're betting at MGM and FanDuel, they all want that data, right? And this is a niche. This is going to be a niche for them. I think they're going to come after us pretty quick, or Penn Gaming, or Tipico, a German company. I think we're trying to create something where we get 200,000 or 300,000 people on there, and then partner with a company that has the rights to gamble on pro sports worldwide. And then we'll just blow the thing up where you get a Bula Plus, and now you can bet, NFL games on and stuff like that. But initially, it's just peer to peer.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch that thing launch.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it.
You have any target date, or when?
Yeah, late October, early November. We want to launch here. It's soon. It's soon. We've raised pretty decent money, friends and family, $3 million, and all seed money, and we built the tech. We've got 2 or 3 amazing influencers, and we've got a team of people that are really helping us. A guy that was head of monetization strategies at Twitter, a guy that really ushered in e-gaming compliance in New Jersey at the very beginning of this movement. Both investors, both advisors, just some good people that kind of, show us how this thing is done. Because I've never been in the app space or tech space or gambling space, but we knew what we wanted to create. We just had to build the right team.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, just right there, people. I mean, you got an idea, you run with it, man. Like what Josh is doing. That's it.
The only thing holding you back is the time and effort that you can spend on it. It really.
Yeah.
And the money. I mean, you got it. We've raised money because we've had to. But yeah, I mean, from a business perspective, and that's what I do every day. And I don't want to be long-winded, but dude, you can go if you have something good that you want to bring to the public or bring to the people. I mean, it ain't no easy road, brother, or everyone would be doing it. But you got to do it if you want to do it.
Because you're chasing.
You're chasing birdies.
We're all chasing.
You're right.
On the course, off the course. Now, you just mentioned Steve Smith. For those that don't know, he owns what would you say, half of Broadway, maybe more.
Yeah. All the big boys club, all the big boy bars, so the old
Tootsie's,
Kid Rock,
all Kid Rock. And I've heard many stories about this guy from our mutual friends. What the hell is it like playing golf with Steve Smith and John Daly? at Honky Tonk National?
Well, Steve, his game is not nearly as good as John's, but he is just a grinder. He gets it around. He loves the game. He loves to be outside. He loves boys club, stuff. The guy makes a fortune, right? I don't know exactly what he's making, but it's a fortune. I'm talking about, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. And the guy is he's just a gentleman, man. But he's old school. Like I hate to say it, but he's a redneck. So, but I am too, to a certain extent. Louisiana boy, that's how I think. Daly's the same way. He's like a John Daly guy. He is. Him and Kid Rock are best buddies. Him and Daly are best buddies. He opened up Kid Rock's bar and wanted to use his name and pays him, for that. He's just an entrepreneur, man, who hit Nashville, 25 years ago, and now Nashville's become the hottest city in the U.S. for probably entertainment. It's definitely taken over Austin and Scottsdale and other cities that are kind of in the same, mold. L.A. and Miami and New York are a little different, of course, because they're coastal and New York's New York, but in the middle of the city, Nashville's the greatest town on earth, and he really is the guy. He's the top dude there, and so he's influential.
What's his money games like with you guys out there?
Oh, dude, we were playing for like $100 a hole, so it's something, but it's not massive. Right. He's like, yeah. And what we did was we played 2 fivesomes, and no one's on that course yet, honky tonk. So it's like no one's out there. He's developing it. It looks amazing. He wanted us to come out and see it. I was fortunate enough because I was going to play golf with Daly that day, and Daly wanted to change it from Old Hick to Honky Tonk. So we go out there, and we drove out there an hour, and we played 5 versus 5, and it was $100 a man per hole, and we played a 9-hole match. And then we ended up playing 27 holes because it was so much fun. I think $100, or I don't even know what, I think it was only $100 at the end, where there was, it was kind of like a match play deal with 5-on-5, and so it was pretty evenly matched. There was no big money, won or lost. But he's just a fun guy. You could tell he's into every shot, hoping for the best, because in a best ball, it was a best ball we did for the last 9 holes. He goes, we're gonna play a scramble, and we're all like, okay. It was his place. We want to do it with him, and it was fun.
That's the thing. Like when we were at Old Hick, Daly's out back, we didn't talk golf one bit. All he wanted to do was play music, smoke cigars, and drink some of his good boy vodka. Like, it's so funny to see somebody that's the best at what they do so into somebody else's profession, and he's doing it too. So Daly is a wild man, like in a good way. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he's got the best heart in the world. Everybody loves him. He plays his role, which is, he's great at it. You saw it. He's great with people. He wants to make people laugh. Now he's such a character. I think he's grown since the social media era, really the last 5 years. Just because people, it's like the Dude Perfect or Jackass or Barstool. It's like these guys have grown into these big media companies and different things that they're doing. John is his own brand, but he's utilized a lot of this to his advantage. And I think he's probably top 3 golf influencers, male golf influencers out there. And what, Tiger and Rory maybe, or I don't even know. There's only a couple that you could compare to him, just because he's so freaking fun, and people want to say, what the hell is he doing next, but he enjoys that because that's who he is.
Well, it's kind of a way for him to keep his relevancy.
Yeah, 100%. And he wants that. He doesn't want to go unnoticed. Daly's Daly, no. Right? He's the big guy that hit the bombs his whole life, 350-yard drives. That's a guy that is a show off, right? And he is. So now how's he going to do that? He's going to freaking do some funny stuff and take advantage of his notoriety. And he's still an unbelievable golfer, but he's a part of Bula, which we're excited about. That'll be good for us.
Do you ever keep in touch with Nick Saban?
A little bit, not near as much as Daly. Saban is the kind of guy that he's hard to really get time with. He's so busy, and been 20 years, 23 years since I played for him. And I think 2 years ago he set me up with some tickets to a home game, SEC championship 3 or 4 years ago. I saw him probably 4 or 5 years ago before COVID. I went through Tuscaloosa, and I got a chance to go into the office and talk with him for 10 minutes. He's just super busy guy. And, he don't even have time to go to the White House. He just, he's that type of guy. He's military. He's by the 15 minutes. Everything is by the book, and it's hard to catch him. But when you do catch him, he is genuine, as good as gold. He's thinking about the next move and how he makes his team better, and that's why he's the best. I called him maybe 3 years ago, and I was going through Tuscaloosa from Birmingham to Destin, Florida, with some buddies, and I called his secretary and said, "Is Coach around?" She's like, "Honey," and she was at LSU when we were there. She, "Honey, he's going to be in 5 states today recruiting. He left at 5 this morning." He's just a maniac. He doesn't require sleep, and he's an animal.
Yeah, he's the best.
That's
man.
insane.
He's the best.
He is the Bill Belichick of college football.
Yeah, he's calculated, though. He thinks about every little thing. I mean, I think the best of the best, right, in terms of whether you're a military strategist or a football coach or whatever, you have to think about every little thing, or the little things are what gets you beat, right? He'll tell you there's 4 or 5, and good coaches will tell you there's 4 or 5 plays in the course of a game that determine really whether you win or lose. 80% of all NFL games come down to the last possession. They do. It's 7 points or less. You look at all the lines in the Vegas odds, whatever, they're all less than 7 except for a couple. They all come down within a possession. And it seems like teams that are behind, they come fighting back. Teams that are ahead, it's hard to keep the lead. I mean, because it's so even, right? And so I think he's coaching college like he's in the pros. Every little freaking thing matters, So that's why he always catches these little advantages throughout a contest that make him, and he recruits better than everybody else. I mean, through the years, he's doing the deal.
I can't imagine. I mean, all the people that you run around with, you got to have some good, fun golf
I've got
stories
several.
for us.
I mean, I don't know. I have to think back about some of these. I mean, Hal Sutton, David Toms is my mom's first cousin. So I grew up with Toms in Shreveport, and of course Toms is top 20 money list winners of all time. I don't know recently because all the money these guys are making the last 5 years, but I grew up with Toms, and we would go to Thanksgiving or Christmas, and David he's like 4 or 5 years older than me, and he would always want me and my brother to go hit balls with him at the range. And we're like, dude, we're football and baseball guys. We're like, dude, golf is for, girls, bro. Golf is for girls. Like, this is when we were little kids. This is when I'm like 12, 15 years old, and he's 18. He's going to LSU. He's about to go. He's the number 1 guy at LSU. He's the one coming home telling us we should go hit balls. And my dad never played golf, so we were just thinking, dude, that was for – wussies is what we said. The golf was for wussies. And I'm like, dude, if I would have gone to the range with him when I was little, when I was 12, dude, I might be in the PGA Tour right now, and I wouldn't have had to go through the baseball and football stuff. But that's kind of that's how we grew up. We didn't play golf. My dad didn't, and I wish I did. And that's a lot of people. Nowadays, golly, I could play golf the rest of my life. Why didn't I play that growing up?
Yeah, I think. And that was obviously pre-Tiger.
Yep, it was. It was. Tiger, I got a good story about Tiger, so you're going to like this. My senior year, I was All-American in football and baseball, and I was up for this Dial Award, which is like the Scholastic Sports America, high school, whatever, athlete of the year, scholar, like student athlete of the year, right? It's like almost like I don't know what they call the NCAA person that gets that. It's like the Heisman, but it's for scholar athletes. They do one for high school. It was called the Dial Award. I was up for it. So I get this call. My dad gets it, and he goes, your son's up top 3 for Dial Award winners, whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to win that. I was USA Today Player of the Year in football, and I was All-American baseball. Like, there's no one that's going to win that over me. There's just no way. I'm going to win that, Dad. Don't worry about it. Being a cocky 18-year-old like an idiot. And they call back like a week later and they go, your son plays second in the Dollar War. I'm like, who the heck beat me? And they go, Tiger Woods won the Dollar War. We graduated the same year. They go, this guy Tiger. My dad goes, who is this guy Tiger Woods? Like, he's a golfer guy. He beats you, dude. Like, you're not the best athlete and the scholar athlete in the country. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then, like, 3 years later, he's winning the Masters and everything. I'm like, no wonder.
That's funny.
So I got beat out of that thing to Tiger, and I'm like, dang, that's unbelievable.
Oh shoot! Yeah, he changed the scape a little bit, but that is funny.
I've been to
That's
a lot of
hilarious
sporting
story.
events, as you guys probably, and I mean, there is nothing I've ever been to that is remotely close to watching Tiger on Sunday in a major, walking down the fairways, and the crowd just, just the buzz chasing birdies.
Chasing
I
them.
mean, the
They're
buzz,
chasing them all
and
around
then
the
when
golf
he
course.
gets to the green and he's walks around his putt, everything goes silent. And then if he hits it, I mean, it's just like Jesus is walking. First of all, everybody's just giving him reverence, and then the place goes nuts. I'm like, I've never been a part of any sporting event that's just one man doing that to a crowd. I was blown away.
Yeah, and it's for us avid golfers and golf fans. I mean, you can definitely say that the chapter has the page has been turned. That whole era. I mean, we may never see him in a majors again, other than maybe the Masters. And the fact that he won 4 years ago is incredible, but it's over, man. I mean, do I think he could win again under the right circumstances? He probably can. But
The odds are against him.
it's over.
nobody
man.
else is playing.
It's over. And who the fuck knows what's gonna happen now with all this shit?
But
you got this new.
But who would have thought he would have won a Masters?
That was the most incredible.
3 years
That
ago?
was my favorite
4
one.
years ago.
That was my favorite one.
That's insane.
Unbelievable. The guy he's the GOAT of GOATs. If you put him I'm sitting here at the boardroom table. If you put the GOATs at the table, I think he sits
Who's
at
at your
the top.
boardroom table? Let's hear
I
five
think
of them.
Brady's is hard. I think what Brady did was hard. I've got arguments. I've done this. I've done this a lot. I've got arguments. I think Brady, because you have to be healthy as a team. You have to be really good on both phases and special teams of the game. But what he was able to do and go to 10 Super Bowls, that's just incredible. That's half of his career. He was in the Super Bowl in the hardest sport where health is so fickle. I think what Jordan did was 6 wins and no losses in finals. Never went to Game 7. Played 2 years of minor league baseball. Probably could have won 8. And Tiger Woods. I mean, because he completely. I mean, they Tiger-proofed the game. I mean, it's just that he's epic. And his consecutive cuts made streak. I mean, those are the three guys at the table at the very head. Now, I think guys like Usain Bolt, who's the fastest man to ever live, is unbelievable. And maybe a Jim Thorpe. This guy, Ohtani, is unbelievable in Anaheim with the baseball, and he's Babe Ruth-esque in a day.
Yeah.
I mean,
That guy.
the guy's incredible. I don't know if we'll see anybody better than Tiger Woods. If he doesn't have the relationship problems and all the crap that y'all probably talk about all the time because you talk golf, he just probably obliterates everything. But he said one thing that I always think about. A couple years ago, he said, if I had one thing to redo in my life, I would have not, and you would think it'd be something with relationship or something. He said, I would not have ran on concrete in my 30s for 10 years. He goes, because my knees are shot and my back and my ankles and all this stuff. He goes, I would have stayed off concrete in my 30s because he always liked to run, right? He'd run on pavement. He goes, it really took a toll on my legs. And I think about the old players playing on the old hard turf in the 70s and 80s, like Andre Dawson. It took years off their career in baseball or football because they played on that hard turf. Well, him running on concrete was stupid. He just didn't know better.
I feel bad for Tiger. That damn booty gets in the way of everything.
It does. That's for sure. You're right.
Man.
You're right. That's what he told Justin Thomas. He said, listen, he said, marriage is going to kill your golf game, man. And it has so far.
Yeah, my man did not have a good year. I know we got to cut it here in a few, but where do you play? You live in Miami now, so where are you playing?
I play Miami Beach Golf Club, which is 3 blocks away, and I play Doral some because it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes away from the house. So
I'm sure you have no distractions when you're at Miami Beach Golf Club.
dude, it's crazy. I wish I would have played in DJ Khaled's deal. I saw that, and I'm like, dude, why? I need to get invited to that one day. I need to call an old agent up to try to get that done. No, that might never happen. But I played in DJ Irie, who's a Miami, slash Vegas DJ that has he's awesome. I play in his golf tournament every year, and it's a who's who too. It's fun as heck. But the course is really good. I mean, people go, Miami Beach Golf Club, never heard of it. Unless you've been down there and played it. It's actually very tough from the back tees. There's a lot of water, sand. I mean, it's a real test. So, it's semi-private. There's a lot of public golfers out there, but when you're in South Beach, it's a bubble. And so it's hard to get out, and traffic's bad. Miami's gotten crazy. I don't know if I'm going to live there much longer, to be honest with you. It's gotten so nuts, but it is fun. I mean, I freaking love it.
Yeah, that's the antithesis of Morgantown, West Virginia.
Same.
Where I live.
Same.
It's.
I want to get up there for a West Virginia game, and I told Jonathan, Nico Marchiol is a buddy of mine that's one of the quarterbacks there, and Coach Noel Mazzoni, who I do win the weekend, he's an offensive analyst that they just hired at West Virginia. So I'm really taking an interest in West Virginia football, and I'm hoping for the best. I think they can do some good things.
Well, yeah, we hope. We'll see here in a couple days. But
it's coming.
Play some golf and then go to a WU game.
That's right. Let's set this up, boys. Pikewood National, like you said. I want to hit that up.
Yeah, I got you.
So sick.
Oh, yeah.
My man, we're going to turn this over here now to your boy JP. He's going to ask you some questions. Right. This is the tap-in segment on Chasin' Birdies presented by Bettinardi Golf. Check them out online at bettinardi.com. Get your putting honed in there, peeps.
All right.
Take it away.
Would you rather pitch in a World Series Game 7 or play in a Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, no question. No question.
What is your pre-shot routine like, Booty?
Dude, I take zero time over the ball. I'm like, I do not want to have any thoughts because I'll talk myself out of a good shot. So I'm like, get up.
Just hit it.
And my club's like this far behind the ball, and everybody's like, why you ground your club like 3 inches behind the ball? I'm like, I don't know. I've been doing it forever. It's stupid.
All right. Favorite on-course cigar?
Oh, man. That's a great question. I smoke a lot of my father's, a lot of Fuentes, a lot of
good shit.
Oliva, the Serie V.
Yeah.
I don't know. My buddy's got his own cigar. I'm actually playing golf with him Friday in Atlanta. He sold one of his cigars to the naming rights to Rocky Patel, but it's a Prohibition cigar, and he owned the red phone booth, which was in Atlanta and now is in Nashville. Yeah, there's a couple of them, and so he's my buddy. We won the member guest this year at Horseshoe Bend.
Awesome.
Me and Stan Weaver.
My buddy Brandon and I went to the red booth in Atlanta. It's a cool spot.
Oh yeah.
Last question: what are you chasing?
Oh, I'm chasing an exit with one of my companies. Bula would be the best one because his family, me and my youngest brother, came together with his business. I think Bula's got serious legs. It's a global potential play for us. We got great people involved, great investors. I mean, we have put this thing together over the last 3 or 4 years in concept. And so if I'm chasing anything, it's chasing an exit so that I can do a lot for a lot of people, my family, play a lot of golf, have a lot of cigars, buy the best tequila. I think what I could do for a lot of people could be the most fun and rewarding thing that you could do in your life and do something for everybody else around you.
I like it. Good stuff,
I'm chasing shooting 65 too. Always.
Yeah,
I've never done that. I've never shot 66. 67 is my best round, so I need to get. These guys like DeChambeau shooting 58's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's Jonathan territory.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
Josh, thank you so much, man, for coming on. Make sure you go
Thanks,
check him out at Josh Booty 10, the number 10 on Instagram. It's a good follow. And Booty, we'll be seeing you up here in Morgantown.
Man, I can't wait.
brother.
I can't wait to see y'all. Thanks for having me, guys. It means a lot.
Thanks for jumping on here, brother.
Y'all
Thanks.
have a great rest of the week.
You too.
Josh Booty, thank you so much for coming on, my man. That was a lot of fun. How about him being named what he thought athlete of the year in high school, and Tiger Woods took it for him?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Good stuff, man.
You know,
I like his business mindset.
Yeah, he's got a good business mindset. He played at LSU. His brother won 2 national championships at USC. His nephew at Oklahoma. The whole Booty family's chasing birdies, coming out of Louisiana.
Good stuff, man. Thanks for coming on, Josh. It was awesome meeting you and talking to you, man. So, buddy, I don't know, I know, have been a huge proponent this summer at Nemacolin Resort in Farmington, Pennsylvania. You've emceed many events. You've helped orchestrate the summer concert series at Nemacolin. Chris Barron likes to throw you in a mix. You start talking on the mic. But for those people who haven't been to Nemacolin, you better get up there this year. The lodge is opening up this month in September. The golf is Mystic Rock. The last couple times I've played it, it's been incredible. Truthfully, it's been so good. They got it in such good shape right now. So make sure you check out Nemacolin online at nemacolin.com. Book a fall stay. Take your loved ones up there. You guys will have a blast. We promise you that. And that is just a little short drive away from the great city of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, man.
Super Bowl champs this year.
Yeah, I mean, you're really on it with the Super Bowl champs.
I mean, I don't see how they can lose.
Well, I mean, I see a lot of reasons why, but it's a good bet. I mean, if it hits, you're a freaking genius. So we'll see. I like that Pickens to Pickett to Pickens. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, buddy. And I'll tell you what's going to be fun to watch tonight. You staring at Morgan Wallen out there on the field. You're going to be like, hey, bud, I played golf with you. And we're going to have a good time, though, bud. So why don't we wrap it up here? Let everybody else get going. You guys out there listening today, we appreciate it very much. Always.
Chasin_birdies, like it, listen, and then chasinbirdies.com for all the old episodes. And we have a new sick t-shirt in the works, so it will be coming out next 3 weeks. Bash designed it, so it's automatically really good.
Yeah, it's excellent. But yeah, guys, enjoy your weekend. Happy Labor Day. Thank you to all those who have served this great country. We are proud to be Americans. We're proud to be here, and we are proud to be doing this show with y'all. So thanks again for your support, and thank you to Evo and Allie over at Simpler Media for putting this thing together. Rachel, London, Jacqueline, DiPaterio, thank you girls for helping us out on the reg. We hope y'all have a great weekend, and we will catch y'all in 2.